Now, we talked about descriptive and prescriptive theories before in the relativism chapter, and so you should be familiar with that. You should also be familiar with the naturalistic fallacy. So I'll make this fairly quick, but one of the complaints is that, this essentially is one that depends upon the fact that just because we are self-interested doesn't mean we should be self-interested. It doesn't mean we should validate that. The egoist is essentially saying, look, you can't do anything other than be self-interested, so you should be. And even when you try not to, you are, so why put on this guise? The naturalistic fallacy is basically saying, well, people are also inclined towards, anger and fight or flight, that they go into rages, they get aggressive, they want to fight. These are all things that are somewhat natural, and so but that doesn't make them the right thing to do. And so that's not saying we should pursue. So that is the naturalistic fallacy. The only problem for psychological egoism is it says, well, that's fine, you can try to do things that aren't selfish, but you can't, because you always will be selfish. And that is where the naturalistic fallacy says, well, don't try to be selfish, but the psychological egoism says, but you can't not be selfish. So it's kind of a little bit of, yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean we should validate that as an ethical system, but at the same time, you can't avoid that, is what the egoist says.